So the two sides, cursory slap of the hands as they walk past each other. Russia are officially the home team tonight. They have Igor Akinfeev in goal. Across the back, Dmitry Kombarov, Sergei Ignashevich, 36-year-old. Next to him, Vasily Berezutsky and Igor Smolnikov. Then in the midfield, Alexander Kokorin, Denis Glushakov, who scored their goal against Slovakia in a 2-1 defeat on Wednesday, Pavel Mamayev and Fedor Smolov. And then the captain returns, Roman Shirikov, to play in behind the dangerous Artem Zhuba. He's got 9 goals, 5 in qualifying against Liechtenstein. Wales have Wayne Hennessy in goal. Chris Gunter and Neil Taylor are the wing-backs. Inside of them, James Chester, Ashley Williams and Ben Davis. Joe Allen and Joe Ledley will be the two holding midfield players. Aaron Ramsey will play just in front of them. Gareth Bale will support Sam Vokes, making his tournament debut in these finals. The Burnley striker, what a night for him after promotion with Burnley to the Premier League last season. The referee is Jonas Eriksson of Sweden. He'll be familiar to Liverpool fans. He took charge of the Europa League final. Wales have successfully appealed against wearing grey as they did against England, and so they are back in their red shirts and white shorts. Russia are in white shirts and blue shorts. Barely an empty seat in the house, but looking around, it looks as if the majority of tickets have gone to Welshmen. I'm delighted to say, as we look opposite, there are Russian and Welsh fans intermingled here in Toulouse. A night of destiny for both of these sides. Russia have to win. Wales, well, they know a draw might be enough, but a win guarantees them their first ever last 16 place. It's Russia to kick off as the clock counts down from 10. 3, 2, 1. The Group B tie is underway. It's the longest day. This could yet seem like the longest night if you're a Welsh football fan. Wales play from right to left. Davis with a header, Taylor back to Williams, chips it forward looking for Ramsey. Ramsey under pressure from Berezutsky. Long ball forward. Williams wins the header towards the edge of the box. It breaks through on the Russian left. Kombarov is forward, plays the ball across the face of the Welsh penalty area, played in by Smolnikov, picked up by Chris Gunter, the Wales right back. And first touch for Sam Vokes, who brings Allen in. Right-hand side, drifts past a lunging tackle in midfield. Now he's got Bale storming down the right-hand side. Ignashevich goes across, Bale into the penalty area, shoots left-footed, keeper ferries it away, chance for Vokes, Akinfeev is saved again.
Offside, Rob.
I think he was offside anyway. Kevin Ratcliffe and John Hartson alongside me. John Hartson.
Great start for Wales. You can see earlier on Russia don't mind throwing the ball into the Welsh box. Ashley Williams wins a great header. Joe Allen it is who carries the ball about 40-50 yards, plays in Gareth Bale, cuts in on his left foot, and he puts a stinging shot against Akinfeev. The Russian goalkeeper does well to block it.
Good start to the game, absolutely fantastic. There's a great break, but a little bit of concern, Rob, that the way that we've set up, they're playing with a 4-man defence. I mean, I've said this before, if you've got 4 and we've got 5, your opposite fullback is always on. So you've just got to be aware of that.
Big clearance by Hennessy. Vokes wins a header again. Good early touch by the Burnley striker. Ball played downfield. Williams is there. Zuba was the target. He's a towering 6'5" player. Davis sprints out of defence up to halfway. Chips it across to the right-hand side. Doesn't find Vokes first time. Played it into the path of Kombarov.
Tell you what, Rob, they're squeezing high. The Russians, 2 centre-backs, 210 caps between them. I mean, there's an ageing defence, but they'll be well organised.
Deafening support from the Wales fans here in Toulouse on BBC Radio Wales and 5 Live Sport Extra. Keep you up to date with events in St Etienne, where England play Slovakia. Remember, Wales will definitely go through if they win. Long ball out of defence, and Chris Coleman applauds the pressure, and that ball was by Ignashevich, who actually played John Hartson. I don't want to make you feel old, but he played against you in 2003.
I know, he was absolutely magnificent that night as well, Rob. I have to say that. I didn't win a header all night. Thought he was brilliant.
Allen is pulled down by Shirikov.
Good tempo to this game, Rob, straight away. See, the lads are up for this one.
Chester has come a long way out of defence. Ramsey covers him on halfway, tried to flick it across, but he's giving the ball away to Zubia. Ledley intercepts though. Ramsey, with the shocking blonde hair, wins it back, chips it into the midfield, breaks for Smolnikov. Ball fired forward again. Taylor is on his guard though, clips it through to Ramsey, and the Swansea City defender Taylor tries to go around his man.
Oh, God, it's got to be a foul.
Shirikov,
it's contact.
Just used his body to ensure Taylor couldn't get there. 4 minutes gone, goalless here in Toulouse. This is Berezutski, one of twins in this squad. 4 CSKA players in this Russian team, 3 Zenit St. Petersburg players, and of course the manager, Leonid Slutsky, also manages CSKA Moscow. Komarov, poor ball forward, touch ball Wayne Hennessy, 0-0, 4 minutes gone.
Look a little bit edgy, the Russians, I must admit. I don't want to sort of go on about it, but they do look a little bit edgy, a bit more nervous.
Davis nowhere to go from the throw, so he supplies the ball back to Hennessy. Vokes comes across, heads it out to the near side. That's the Wales left, too strong.
So one thing you can do as a midfield player, you know, if you've got Sam Vokes up there, gamble, go on, make that run.
I agree, Kev. Yeah, it's important tonight that we do get bodies around big Sam Vokes. You know, not the most mobile, us won't run in behind, so it's important. The likes of Ramsey, Joe Ledley, Joe Allen, Gareth Bale look to get in behind of Sam Vokes is headed it on flicks.
Clever work by Ledley and Ramsey in the midfield. Allen plays it wide to Gunter, just inside his own half. Allen's available again, so is Ledley. Back to Chester, who's had 2 excellent games so far in the heart of that Wales defence. Long clearance by Hennessy.
They are squeezing so tight to the halfway. They're playing a dangerous game, Rob. They're trying to congest the midfield, but with a lack of pace in the 2 seconds. If we just time our runs, then we can get in behind. We can get in behind. Just put the ball in. Don't get it into the 18-yard box. Wide of the 18-yard box. Get runners.
Akinfeev drives it forward. Zuba went over his head. Chester heads it down for Gunter to stoop and clear up to halfway. Ramsey wins the header. And Wales look to break. Allen moving it right to Gunter. Gunter will take on Kombarov. Goes short to Bale, midway inside the Russian half on that far side. The Wales right, Bale drops inside 2 challenges. Felt he was shoved over, no foul given, but Ledley wins it back for Allen. Allen surrounded by white shirts, so Ledley gets a foot in, and it's now with Williams, the Wales captain. Goalless, 6 minutes gone. Radio Wales and 5 Live Sport Extra.
Well, certainly Rob, Wales are the team that have started the better here. They're passing the ball well. They look really, really confident, you know, in terms of, in contrast to the start against England. You know, Wales are popping it around. There's always a Welsh player available.
Taylor is there now, 10 yards from the penalty area, trying to slide it in for Ramsey, played away, only as far as Davis on halfway. Wales dominating the early possession. This is this is Chester, breaks past 1 in the midfield, finds Gunter, has Bale in support. This is Bale, midway inside the Russian half, 10 yards in from the far touchline, breaks inside 1 and another, still going. Gareth Bale trying to thread it through, he's just cut out, breaks the Ledley, goes left to Taylor. Taylor has the support of Ramsey. Ramsey holds it up, thinks about crossing it right-footed. It's confident stuff from Wales as Williams finds Gunter. Gunter cuts inside, Bale wants it. Instead he goes back to Ledley. Williams has it again just inside the Russian half. Leaves it to Chester, slides it forward to Gunter on that right touchline, hogging the line. Poor ball in though to Bale. Didn't give him much chance, the Russians win it back. This is Smolov. Smolov plays it inside to Kokorin. Kokorin has gone for the return ball from Zuber, but Davis was alert to that.
Well, Chris Gunter, he's played a ball and gone on a run before the man's even controlled it. It's got nowhere near him. He's got to be a bit careful, a bit more patient. Like I say, they're playing a high line, but there's at times that Sam Vokes is pulled off in some great positions. He's just got to go diagonally.
Most experienced player in the side, Chris Gunter, 70 caps, good break through the middle. Smolnikov tries to cross the ball in low, easily hooked away though by Davis. Vokes holds off a marker. Bale is joining him, kicks out Ramsey with a death header. Ramsey towards the penalty area, thinks about going shooting, drives it across the edge of the box. Bale onto his left foot, hits it, takes a deflection.
Sam Vokes is pulling off in some great positions, Rob.
And Akinfeev can't keep the ball in on the near touchline. It's a Wales throw, a yard from the corner flag down their left.
Well, that's where your experienced defenders have actually done really, really well, but I think you've got to try and find Sam Vokes. He's pulling off in some great positions.
Yeah, he's got to hit him, Kev. When Sam is pulling off, Taylor's ignored him once or twice. He's got to just drive that ball diagonally.
I think Bale did from the other side as well. Twice now Bale's cut inside and he's pulled off.
Tonight you've got to keep feeding Big Sam. Feed him all the time. We can always take him off with 20 minutes to go if he tires.
Throw-in by Taylor, looking for Vokes. He's won it back. Didn't find a red shoe with a cross into the box. Only cleared as far away to Davis. And then Allen is brought down by Kokorin.
I'll tell you what, the referees are, John, and they've really been lenient in this tournament, haven't they? There's one or two challenges already gone in, and sometimes you're not even getting a foul. That time we have got a foul.
It's a free kick to Wales. It's about 12 yards from the corner of the penalty area. Down the Wales left. Ramsey has everything to his right. He's about 10 yards in from the near touchline. There's a one-man wall. Williams is up from the back. Bale is there too. So is Vokes. Bit more height with Vokes in there now. 10 minutes gone, goalless. Ramsey takes the free kick. Hits the one-man wall, who was Mamayev, recalled to the side tonight. Ramsey takes the throw in quickly to Taylor, looking for Bale, given away though. Mamayev will come away with it, looks to break it out to the far side, but Chester stepped in against Zuber. Brilliant ball for Ramsey. Ramsey and on goal. Ramsey scores for Wales. Aaron Ramsey. It was a precise through ball, and the Arsenal midfielder has drawn first blood, and half of Wales seems to go berserk in the stadium. Russia 0, Wales 1.
That's a finish from Aaron Ramsey. Absolutely cool, calm and collected from Rambo, the Arsenal player. It's Neil Taylor. The Russian players come out with the ball. Wales win it back. James Chester through to Joe Allen. Plays a brilliant ball into Aaron Ramsey, who times his run to perfection. He takes a touch and he dinks it over the Russian goalkeeper. What a goal from Ramsey. Brilliant finish. Wales 1-0 up.
Midfield runners, that's all you need. Midfield runners, timing of the run, timing of the pass. Absolutely perfection there from Joe Allen and Aaron Ramsey, but what a delightful dink. Great start.
The only problem is there's still 79 minutes to go, but Wales are ahead. It could be a giant step. Long range effort from Mamayev, not troubling Wayne Hennis. But you called it earlier on, Kevin Rackley. If you just timed the run right, Ramsey did it to perfection for his 11th goal for his country.
Oh, it's just absolutely fantastic. Great time of a run, Rob, you're right.
Let's go to St Etienne and hear from Juliet Farrington.
Well, that scoreline where you are has just flashed across the screens here in St Etienne. 12 minutes gone here. It's Slovakia 0, England 0, but that certainly makes it interesting. That scoreline has turned up the volume here amongst the England fans. They've started the better of these two teams. Jamie Vardy's fired a shot in just outside the 6-yard box. Daniel Sturridge has an effort as well, scrabbled in the box, but his shot was blocked. Those two players, 2 of 6 changes tonight. Vardy and Sturridge have gone close, but as it remains here, Slovakia 0, England 0, and that means it could get tricky.
Yeah, Wales lead the group at the moment, but there's a long way to go. You can hear the strains of "Don't Take Me Home, Please Don't Take Me Home." Guess where they're coming from? If I look to my left, there's a choir all in red, and they are loving this. A perfect start for Wales. It's 1-0, and we played 13 minutes.
Challenge again, Rob. Midfield.
Oh, they let the ball go a long way through then. Russia, of course, have shown they can come back with second half goals as Williams heads it away. But Russia, I'll tell you this now, have failed to win any of their past European Championship games when they've conceded the first goal. Long ball forward, looking for Bale. But you do feel, Kevin Ratcliffe, you said it, if the midfield players, if Ramsey, Bale, maybe Ledley as well, can time their runs forward, there are goals here for Wales.
Well, it is, because they're running up square. You might say they're not the quickest. They're trying to condense the pitch, and it's not working at the moment for the Russians. The one thing is, we've started so well, we've got to keep it going. You just got to keep the tempo going. The tempo's good, but you can't keep this up for 90 minutes. We know that.
Allen.
Where is Chris Gunter going? He's giving the ball and running on before we've really got possession of the ball. That's a couple of occasions now he's done it. I know it's about being brave, but don't be stupid.
You're listening to BBC Radio Wales and 5 Live Sport Extra. 15 minutes gone at the Stadium de Toulouse, and it's Wales leading Russia by 1-0. I'm alongside the former Wales captain Kevin Ratcliffe and the ex-Wales striker John Hartson.
Well, Rob, after the first quarter of an hour of this game, Wales just look far superior. I have to say, they've started on the front foot. You know, they look the team that are more likely to score. They're comfortable in possession, which is the opposite to what they were like against England. They're all getting nice touches of the ball. And, you know, Russia, for me, they've not really been in it in this first quarter of an hour. You know, Wayne Hennessy's hardly seen the football. And let's get it right. What's a finish by Aaron Ramsey. What a cool head. Wonderful run, timed his run to perfection, and a lovely weighted pass through from Joe Allen. The perfect start for Wales. Let's keep it going.
It's 1-0. Russia look to respond. Ball towards Chris Gunter, but it's a header back to his good friend Wayne Hennessy. And the Crystal Palace goalkeeper, resplendent in a all lime kit tonight. Fluorescent lime.
You're right in the dark, Rob.
You won't miss him, will you? No. This the smaller stadium, but my word, what a noise. 33,000 the capacity, as Vokes is penalised for...
Not too sure how much contact's made here. I think this is an old head.
Berezutski, Vasily Berezutski, 56 caps. And Vokes arm
Not
was
much
up
wrong
as
in that,
well.
John, is there?
He's looking for that, Kevin. I think Berezutski's looking for that. Big Sam just doing what he does, putting himself about, letting the defenders know that he's around. Has to be careful, because the foreign referees, I think, are quite a bit more lenient than the British referees in terms of throwing their cards around. But have to also say, I've been very impressed with the referees doing this tournament. I think they've been very good.
Sam Vokes gets a yellow for that. There's only one Wales player on a yellow, and that's Ben Davies. In fact, before the Vokes booking then, Wales had the joint lowest yellow cards in the tournament, along with England, who are still 0-0 with Slovakia in St Etienne, and Spain. With the way they've played, don't need to tackle too often. They've always got possession of the ball. And Spain are a possible candidate to play if Wales finish third in the group.
This is where you've got to be switched on, by the way, Rob. You know, it's gone down, you're getting a bit of treatment. They're trying to take the pace out of the game. The pace is too quick for the Russians, and this is an old head. I think this is 115 caps, and I think he's just got another one with a bandage though.
Yeah, this is Vasily Berezutsky, 33-year-old. He's older than his brother by 20 minutes. His brother Alexei is on the bench. And Vasily is okay. And the one with 119 caps now, Sergei Ignashevich, is about to take the free kick, and he slides it forward up to halfway. It's picked up by Smolov on the Wales right. Allen is up against him, tries to drive in the cross low, but Bale was back there. Actually, Smolov got away from Bale then, probably easier than he might have. Sorry, Mamayev got away from him. 18 minutes gone, 1-0 to Wales. Aaron Ramsey. Smolnikov back to the bandaged Berezutsky. Apparently you can tell him from his brother because he's got a crooked nose. Williams is up high against the giant Juba, and lovely touch by Bale on halfway, sends Ramsey down this near side. Can't keep the ball in though. Just a stabbing little tackle from Glushakov, and Zenit Smolnikov will take the throw in and gets it back and can't control it in front of a very happy Chris Coleman, who's on the edge of his technical area, wearing the lucky suit, arms folded. Jamie Vardy has just gone close for England, but it's still 0-0 there. Taylor takes the throw for Wales, gets it back from Bale. And for once, the Real Madrid superstar's header.
It's pretty poor by Neil Taylor there. Decision of the throw.
Throw by Smolnikov, Juba. And the Wales fans singing "There's only one Gary Speed." Gone but never forgotten. Fedor Smolov. Good challenge
well done,
by
Aaron
Ramsey.
No played.
That was on Glushakov. Broke to Berezutsky.
Let him go, let him go, let him go, now pull out.
Tracked by Bale, turns one way then the other, but it's a poor ball and Davis slides in to win back possession. Ramsey now looks at a bit of support, gets it from Bale, breaking over the centre circle. Now he's into the Russian half. He's got Taylor steaming out on the left-hand side. Breaks to Neil Taylor in the penalty area. He's hit Akinfeev, but he's driven it home. Neil Taylor has made it 2-0. In just 20 minutes, Taylor's last goal anywhere was against Grays Athletic for Wrexham in 2010. He's just scored the greatest goal of his life. It's Russia 0, Wales 2.
I'll tell you what, he needs two bites of the cherry here, but I'll tell you what, the second time he gets, he has a lovely strike back in. He can't really miss. I thought he might have strolled it across to Sam Vokes, but he doesn't. He takes the responsibility. I'll tell you what a big relief. I'll tell you, there's no more man chuffed than me in this stadium, my big little mate. This is absolutely fantastic.
Well, you didn't expect to see us this week, did you, back home?
This has been a professional. Up to now, it's been so professional. Game plan, once again, Chris Coleman. Can't say how well you've done in this tournament up to now.
2-0, 20 minutes. John Harton, wake me up.
Absolutely cruising, Rob. We couldn't have hoped for a better start. We've been fantastic, I have to say. It's the best 20 minutes I've actually seen Wales play, even throughout the qualifiers. Joe Allen again on the attack here. We're totally dominant. Russia looks shell-shocked.
Absolutely, and Neil Taylor, what a time to score your first ever Wales goal, your first goal anywhere for 6 years. Allen now looks to the run of Ramsey. He's onside again. He's offside. And that's why he's missed. He's chipped it over the bar.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's very close, that, Rob. Very close. He's on. Perfectly timed run.
I don't know. I think it's just off. We're looking at it on the monitor. Do not adjust your sets. But after 22 minutes, it's Russia 0, Wales 2. What on earth were we worried about?
Keep it going, Rob. You know, they'll have to change. They'll have to go a little bit more positive than what they are, because they've got nothing to lose.
Well, they have to win. The only way Russia can qualify is by winning tonight. They're going to have to make some amazing comeback. Wales are 2-0 up. Hate to say coasting, but they're tearing the Russian defence apart, and Ramsey is part of it. He's tormenting them now. He's breaking in the inside left position. He's got Bale on his outside. 2 goals. We haven't seen one shot from Bale yet. Ledley clips it into the box, goes too strong. Akinfeev, the shell-shocked Akinfeev, holds it up. Ball forward, only as far as Ashley Williams, and he punts it into the celebrating Wales fans behind Akinfeev's goal. John Hartson.
Russia look clueless. The only out ball they have is Zuba, about 6'5". He's a big lump, plays for Zenit St. Petersburg. They have him right through the middle. They've reverted to long balls. Wales can let him win it and just pick up the second balls. They don't look as if they've got a game plan.
He's in. Gunder's gone forward again. Oh, they've got men inside. Gunder crosses, looking for Ramsey. Ramsey collects it on the byline. Oh, it's just gone beyond the ball.
He could have another touch.
He could have gone. He could have
another touch.
We'll
get it back in.
Forgive him for that, Kev. We are 2-0 up. Come on, Gunter, let's get going again.
Midway through the first half, sensation here in Toulouse. Russia 0, Wales 2. Aaron Ramsey's 11th goal for his country. Neil Taylor, his very first. Russia breaking towards the Wales goal now, looking to make some impact. Smolnikov attacks Taylor. Smolnikov tries to drive it across, goes out for a Russian corner. The first of the game.
Good defending by Neil Taylor. It's the only way they're looking to get balls in, by pushing the right back on and the left back. And they're trying to supply the ball into the box to the big fella.
This is where
Zuba.
they could be a danger. Kombarov is taking it left-footed from the right-hand side. Zuba towers over Ashley Williams. Kombarov plays it into the middle. Oh, Wayne Hennessy. What we debated in the week, John Hartson, you can tell me just how much of a reach that Wayne Hennessy has got. I optimistically said 14 feet, but actually it's probably more like 11 or 12.
Well, what is he, 6'8", I reckon, 15 feet.
Kevin Ratcliffe.
I go for 12.
He's a tall lad, put it that way. And he's just chipped the ball forward.
Great run by Aaron Ramsey.
Ramsey is forcing Berezovsky to play it. He has to back to Akinfeev. Maybe Vuk should have been quicker in support. Akinfeev clears it over halfway. Hymns and Arias rings around Toulouse. It's not the first time Wales have played in Toulouse. They actually beat France here 34 years ago. Ian Rush scored 1-0.
Platini played in that game.
And you did?
No, I was sub. I was going to come on, and I went to warm up, and Mike England put somebody else on.
I saw Rushy today, actually.
You don't bear grudges. That's a good thing, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Not with Mike.
No. 25 minutes gone. All forgiven now. Wales leading 2-0. But Russia have the ball in the Wales half until they give it away. Davis's poor clearance is not the best.
I don't know if that was a poor ball. I just don't know if he's moving as freely as I'd like him to see him.
Mamayev on the ball. Smolov leaves it to Mamayev again. Poor ball inside, easily cut out on the edge of the box by Ledley. Now Ramsey looks to send Bale across halfway. Bale drifts through. Oh, he's sandwiched by 2 players. Oh, the referee's allowed play to go on. So Ramsey does. Ramsey looks at Gunder wide on the right. The Russians have got plenty of men back, but he's looking for Vokes with the cross. Vokes header, and it bounces once, and it's into the hands of Akinfeev. And maybe Wales would have preferred the free kick.
Well, I think so. You've got a 2-goal cushion. Blow that whistle. Oh, you've got to get in.
Williams. Oh, Jubayev has got through there, but Hennessy has made a brilliant save.
Well, that's a goal. That's a goal. That is poor defending. One ball, one long ball, and the two. I'm not too sure what Ashley's doing here.
Zuba got in there, and Wayne Hennessy, well, that has kept it at 2-0.
It's an absolute magnificent save from Wayne Hennessy. Gone off for a Russian corner, but certainly saved the goal there for
Can't
Wales.
take their foot off the gas as the corner comes in from the right-hand side again. Hennessy got there this time, but dropped it. Ramsey completes the clearance. Allen will chase it up to halfway. He's the only red shirt who's over halfway at the moment, and the Russians in the shape of Mamayev have to play it all the way back to Akinfeev, who immediately looks for Glushakov. Berezutski, I don't think, was expecting that on the way back, and calm is restored. 27 minutes gone. BBC Radio Wales 5 Live Sport Extra in Toulouse in Euro 2016 Group B, and it's Russia 0, Wales 2. Smolnikov back to Ignashevich, 36-year-old he is now, the tall centre-back. Clips it forward to the edge of the Wales box, just inside in fact. Williams heads it down. Ledley, oh, he's robbed though. Robbed by Corcoran. Ramsey tries to make a tackle on the edge of the box. Goes back out to Smolnikov. Smolnikov hoists the crossover. Gunter just got the touch as Kombarov was shaping to pull the trigger.
Good defending, well drilled. Just a little overloading down this right-hand side. That's
a better header by Davis. Bale doesn't control it first time. He's not quite firing on all cylinders yet. Gareth Bale, oh, and he's just given the ball away to Shirikov. And now Russia have it down the Wales left with Smolov.
Rob, I'm not having it that Gareth Bale's fully fit, you know. There's a time when he would have turned and he would run at the man.
Well, there's some talk that he's been carrying a slight knock.
Well, let's get another goal. The ideal scenario, one more goal, and then maybe we can take him off, give him a rest.
John Harton and Kevin Ratcliffe. And at the moment, Wales are doing everything they need to do themselves, leading 2-0. 29 minutes gone.
Our two midfield players, Allen and Ledley, you know, the second balls, the amount that they pick up, you have a look at it, it's remarkable. A fantastic reading of the game as midfield players.
Well, Wales do look better when Allen is in full tilt, and he has been, hasn't he, to the second half of the season for Liverpool as well. And Ledley, this amazing recovery from
Gareth Bale's got to come out to this left-hand side and give Neil Taylor a bit of helping hand.
Russia hold possession though, 30 yards from the Wales goal. Now they go out to Smolnikov. Smolnikov kills it inside to the edge of the box. There's a shot which is easily blocked, and Bale, now has he got the legs to get away? He's trying. Smolov is in pursuit. Oh, he's going all the way, Bale. He's tickling Ignashev. Bale again, sets up Vokes. Oh, back in favour, save with his legs. That was a golden chance for Sam Vokes.
Kev, did you just say 2 minutes ago Gareth Bale's not fit?
Allen into the penalty area now. This Wales tack isn't finished. It breaks out to Ramsey on the right-hand side. Ramsey crosses. Bale header just over the bar, and there was a flag up on the far side. Half an hour gone. It's sumptuous stuff from Wales. It's Russia 0, Wales 2.
Well, an absolutely unbelievable run again from Gareth Bale. We're accustomed to see him doing this regular for Real Madrid. He's done it for Wales in the past. It must be 70, 80 yards. He beats 3 or 4 players. There's a little ricochet. It falls to Sam Vokes, 18 yards out, and he's got to score. He's one-on-one, and he could wrap the game up, put the game to bed. Not a good finish from Big Sam, but hopefully he'll get more opportunities during the game.
Wales have won the ball back again. This is Allen darting at the heart of the Russian defence. Joe Allen going all the way into the penalty area, tries to set up Bale. Bale goes down, no penalty. Referee
Rob, this game should be 4-1. 4-1 this game should be.
It should be. You just hope Wales don't regret their missed chances. 31 minutes gone on Radio Wales and 5 Live Sport Extra. It's 2-0 the Wales lead. Ramsey and Neil Taylor. You would have got big odds on him scoring for Wales. Russia have had a couple of scares as well. Come again. Kombarov tried a shot, cross into the middle. Chester is there, breaks for Juba, and Juba can't control it. Kevin Ratcliffe smiles. John Harton. We'll get to you in a moment. Let's go to St Etienne and Juliette Farrington.
Where England, as it stands, are second in this group, behind Wales. Just Vardy and Sturridge with the efforts on goal so far. But in terms of possession, England are on top. They need to pull their finger out here. They're knocking on the door, but Slovakia 0, England 0.
Yeah, Wales are currently on 7 points. If England draw, they finish second on 5 points. And that was a great chance for Sam Vokes.
Well, it was a chance, Rob, to put the game to bed, wasn't it, for Wales? 3-0, no way back for Russia from then. But anyway,
they'll head it down for Ramsey. Ramsey drives it. Oh, Akinfeev just parries it away. That was strange. He looked as if he could have caught it, but he just strong-armed it out for a corner.
This game, Rob, it's been made a little bit easy by our fullbacks actually pushing on and being brave. You know, Chris Gunter's on then. I think he could have slotted him just down the side. He took a great shot, though, was Aaron Ramsey. Keeper's had a lot to do there.
Ramsey takes his time with the corner from the right-hand side, allows Williams and Chester to move up from the back. So is Ben Davies, only Gunter on halfway and Taylor in between. Group of red shirts, Wales playing from right to left. Joe Ledley is being pulled out of the crowd by referee Jonas Eriksson. Been an international referee since 2002, doesn't have to worry too much. He's a millionaire, reputedly. He sold a sports business group. And at the moment, those Wales players feel like millionaires, and so do the fans with them, even though they may not be after the celebrating tonight. If it stays like this, long way to go. Wales corner. They lead 2-0. Ramsey calls it from the right-hand side. Vokes header. It's going to come out on the near side. Davies thinks about going for it, then hesitates, then goes again. But it drifts out for a Russian throw. We're inside the last 15 minutes of the first half. And it's Russia 0, Wales 2.
What, 15 minutes to go? Oh, thought we'd only have 5.
Zuba heads on, but again, Davies is there in defence. Now Zuba tries to wriggle away from 3 Welsh players, runs into Ashley Williams.
Switches on. If they can find the man in midfield. It's lost the shape a bit, Wales. Well done, James Chester.
Yeah, he pulled out of the defence to put pressure on Shirikov, who's on the ball now, left-hand side, 5 yards in from the touchline. Makes about 15 yards inside the Wales half, but he looks up, he's got banks of red shirts in front of him. He leaves it to Mamayev, who's looked lively. Mamayev exchanges passes. Chester gets in the tackle. Doesn't break to a red shirt though. Long range shot, took a deflection. Did it come off a Welsh foot? It did. That could have gone anywhere.
Joe Ledley.
I think that was Corcoran.
Important 10 minutes, Rob, here for Wales. Can we get in at 2-0? Would be massive if we could. Chris, settle the lads down. Don't want to concede before half-time.
Dmitry Kombarov, the left back, comes across to the right-hand side to take this corner. Ramsey wins it beyond the far post.
That's well played, Aaron Ramsey. He's like John Stein. Stick to your job. You've got a man to mark. You know, it's you and him. Make sure you're the winner.
Throw in taken quickly. Gunter's across there. Kombarov popped up on that left-hand side. Breaks from Mamayev, the Krasnodar. Plays it square to Corcoran. Cut out by Chester. Chester looks up. Now he gets support from Bale. Bale to Ledley. Ledley finds Ramsey. Moving left through the centre circle. Inside the last 10 minutes. Wales lead 2-0. At the moment, they're heading into the last 16. Bale just robbed. Tries to win it back. Breaks though for Glushakov.
Didn't have to force that, Rob. We didn't have to force it. Just keep possession. Take the sting out of it.
Mamayev again sends Joe Ledley on his knees. Mamayev moves inside. Smolov up against Allen, chips it into the middle. Little nudge on Ben Davies.
Spotted by the one of the two.
Referee's assistant.
A good high line there. If you've got a big man that you're marking, you've got to try and keep them as high up the pitch as you can. But once again, we've got to keep that ball just a little bit better, Rob. You know, the possession side of it. You know, don't try and think you've got to create a chance every time you've got the ball.
Hennessy with the free kick. Just a reminder, you're listening to BBC Radio Wales on 5 Live Sport Extra in Toulouse, the final series of Group B games in Euro 2016. And what a scoreline this is for Wales. They lead 2-0 thanks to Aaron Ramsey and Neil Taylor. And don't forget, after this game. You can call Rob on BBC Radio Wales 03700 100 110, text 81012, tweet at BBC Radio Wales. Russia move down the Wales right, comes back to Kombarov. Kombarov plays a better crossing this time, but Hennessy collects it just in front of the near post and then sees Ramsey in space, throws it out to the Arsenal midfielder, looks for Bale on the right hand side. Bale now up against Berezutski towards the corner of the penalty area, shoots left-footed, Akinfeev collects.
Target once again, never misses the lad. Make him work. I think we can be a little bit more patient though, Rob. I really do. Don't foul.
Oh, Juba robbed by Davis. Taylor's back there though. Williams on the edge of his own penalty area, sweeps it out, looking for Bale, but Bale apologises.
No, he's not onside, Rob.
No, he wasn't then. 2-0, 9 attempts Wales have had, 7 on target, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Well, we've created more in this game than we have in the last 2 games, I think. Clear-cut chances anyway.
Is there any way back can you see for Russia?
If they get a goal, the game can change, Rob. 2-0's a strange scoreline.
Ignashevich never been on the losing side against Wales. Juba heads it down edge of the Wales penalty area, picked up by Smoller, forced to go wide. It's Gunter, Allen can't control it, robbed by Mamayev. Mamayev again, 10 yards outside the penalty area, moving in from the left onto his right foot, hits it too long for Glushakov. Glushakov plays it out to Smolnikov. Smolnikov looks for Corker in, cross in, punted away by the attentive Chester as a plane flies over to the nearby Toulouse airport, and Wales are flying here. They're 2-0 up and we're into the last 6 minutes of a rampant first half, and Neil Taylor gets the honour of scoring the 50th goal in Euro 2016 as Davis lobs it forward looking for Vokes. Vokes wins the header against Ignashevich and it's out for a throw. John Hartson.
Yes, totally dominant, Rob, for me. As I said, we got 6 minutes plus injury time before half-time, so Wales just stay solid, organised. We always look tonight as if we've got a threat. Neil Taylor and Gunter have predominantly played in Russia's half, which has been great. It's helped the midfield out. Vokes could have put us 3-0 up. Great save from Hennessy to keep it 2-0. But as I said, Rob, we are totally dominant at this stage.
Taylor finds Bale, skips away from a poor challenge now. He's running at Berezovski. Oh, he drifts past him onto his left foot. Can he find the net? No, he can't. Akinfeev from an awkward angle saves.
That's what we want to see, Kev, from Bale, isn't it? That's why I said let's play him up front. Anyway, Sam Vokes is up there, Gareth off him. But every time Bale gets on the ball, he looks like he is absolutely, the 2 Russian centre-backs having a nightmare.
Lovely little touch though, ball into the Welsh penalty area, and Smolnikov delivered it, and it was Smoller but on the other side who just headed it off target. Williams gets another header away, back out to Smolnikov, the Russian right back, lays it back, chipped into the middle. Hennessy thinks about coming for it, leaves it to Williams. Long range shot from the edge of the box by Kombarov.
Just getting a bit too deep, Rob, then. You know, we had the opportunity really to squeeze up. We haven't. I don't know if that's a bit of tiredness towards the end of the first half. Well played though.
Beautifully played by Ramsey to give Gunter space in a tight right back position to clear up the halfway where Vokes can't quite control it. This is an absolutely vital 4 minutes for Wales now.
It certainly is, Rob. They'll be switched on, but they're committing people forward. And tell you what, it's leaving gaps, and that's why we've been breaking at them. And if we can, if Gareth Bale can be a little bit clever and just hang off sometimes, don't even go back in there, just find the space that when it does break down, you get in. And seeing what he's doing at the moment, he's terrifying this Russian defence.
John Hartson, you'd love to be out there, wouldn't you?
Oh, not half, Rob. I tell you what, Sam Vokes has done everything well.
Apart from he
had a couple of good decent chances, but he's in there, Rob. I never minded missing chances. He's in there. He's where you have to be as a striker, in that penalty box, sniffing away at chances. But he keeps getting himself in there, get himself a goal tonight, because this Russian defence are wide open. They don't look as if they can handle the Welsh front three.
me, John, you know what, as well, off the ball as well, filling in for the likes of Ramsey and the likes of Bale when they've made runs beyond him. He fills back. Look at him now, filling back in.
This is Glushakov, 30 yards from the Wales goal again. Wide to Smolnikov, who's been really busy. This time he has to go past Ledley and does so, crosses into the middle. It's Joe Allen. Ledley thought about tackling, but he was inside the box. Taylor gets across there. Smolnikov back into the middle, and a deft header, this time from Mamayev. Always going wide. Hennessy collects.
Let it go out.
Time with the pickup.
Let it go out. Don't keep it in. You know, to waste a bit of time. You know, the lads have worked really, really hard. Be very surprised if it's a same performance in the second half. But the one thing that they might have to do is change it, because they'll certainly change it.
If you're Welsh, you'll recognise that. Inside the last 2 minutes, and this time it's not an anthem of rallying Wales, it's an anthem in celebration of a terrific first half performance, at least 43 and a half minutes. They're leading 2-0. A lot of Wales has come to Toulouse tonight. And even some of the neutrals in the stadium are applauding the singing. As I look to my left, Merthyr boys on tour, Porthcawl, Welshpool, Abertwsu, Portsmouth as well. And there's one Welsh flag which says, "Eat more chips, don't let salad win." My two summarisers, John Hartson and Kevin Ratcliffe, probably agree with those sentiments.
Things more for you than me, Kev, that was.
I'm on a fitness regime out here, I tell you.
Go.
You've got to. We've got another
I've
week
lost
here.
10 pounds tonight, jumping around in my seat.
1 minute at half time, plus whatever referee Jonas Eriksson adds on. Wales lead 2-0. Davis takes the free kick quickly, looking for Ramsey. Inside left position, collects. Tries to turn away from Berezovsky. He's got the ball again though. Little touch for Taylor. Taylor can cross on the left, looking for Vokes. Just beaten to it though. They had men back there and they had white shirts back. Half a minute to go in the first half. It's 2-0 to Wales, and at the moment they are coasting into the last 16, and at the moment they're coasting in as group winners. It's still 0-0 in St Etienne between England and Slovakia. Davis on halfway, the Tottenham defender shoves it forward. Fourth official comes to the halfway line for his big moment. I wouldn't have thought there's much more than a minute. In fact, it's bang on 1 minute. And it's 2-0. And the Welsh fans rise again. And the Russian flags are hardly to be seen here. Kevin Ratcliffe, how would you sum up this first half?
Perfect. And if they come out and play like this in the second half.
Here goes Bale charging through the middle. Gareth to Ramsey. Ramsey takes it on his right. And he's blocked. Had to take a touch. Breaks to Ledley. That would have been even more perfect. Ledley crosses into the box. This time Akinfeev comes for it.
Look at Joe Ledley. Look at Joe Ledley getting back in there. Busting a gut. That's what it's about.
It is. Now the whistles from the Welsh fans as Russia break into the Wales penalty area with Smolov. Blocked by Davis, half blocked. Hennessy is alert on his near post, John Hartson.
Yeah, again, you know, that's going to happen, Rob. When we break and we have bodies that throw themselves forward, Russia rightly are going to get the odd attack, but what we do have, we have Wayne Hennessy in great form tonight.
What a first half from Wales. Who on earth had any doubt? Wales are dominating this game and they are flying into the last 16. Their history makers are on the brink once more, thanks to Aaron Ramsey and Neil Taylor. 2 goals in 21 minutes, and actually the best Wales 45 minutes of any game in Euro 2016. Never mind just here, but in qualifiers too. Half time, it could hardly be better if you're Welsh. It's Russia 0, Wales 2. Yeah, the Russians are putting on younger legs. Alexei Berezutsky replaces Vasily Berezutsky, younger by 20 minutes. And he hasn't got a crooked nose like his brother either. And Wales, well, absolutely no changes in their side. Same again. That's what Chris Coleman would want. 45 minutes between them and a last 16 place, maybe at the moment, looking like Paris next Saturday at the Parc des Princes. As Vokes gets down the right-hand side, crosses into the middle. Oh, and the substitute, Berezutsky, that's Alexei Berezutsky, immediately has to head behind for a Wales corner.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what, how nervy is that for a start from the newcomer in the second half. But I thought Sam Vokes did brilliant. He's not a winger, but he's got past his marker and then delivered a nice cross. Nobody there, by the way, but corner for us.
Ramsey with the corner from the left-hand side. Surely can't be three, can it? Bale goes short. Bale, not the best pass back to Ramsey. Has to go deeper, but now he's got support from Bale. Goes himself. And there's a sliding tackle. So Wales have Hennessy in goal. Gunter and Taylor, the wing-backs, hold on. As Bale takes a long throw, looking for Ashley Williams, who stayed up there. Allen heads it back into the Russian penalty area. Now Williams has to get back because Russia are looking to break through Zubia. Little flick on halfway to Smolov. Smolov robbed by... Joe Allen brought down by Glushakov. Referee Jonas Eriksson allows play to go on. Ramsey slipped as he tried to play a crossfield ball only a yard or two in front of Chris Coleman. And Taylor steps in on halfway, and Bale has got an awful lot of space to run at. Ignatieff, Bale into the penalty area, and left-hand side, and Akinfeev was down to it again.
Hit the target again, though.
Yeah, he hits the target. I just think he's got the centre-back's numbers tonight. I just think that, you know, Gareth's been absolutely magnificent, as he always is, but I just feel sometimes he's took the shot a little bit too early. He's got so much space in front of him.
Allen,
just maybe take that extra touch.
What a game Allen's having as well, drifting by. He's the creator in that midfield. He and Joe Ledley are really working hard.
Switch is on here, Rob.
Gunter is out wide. The ball is on the left inside the Wales half. Allen heads it out right to Chester. Chester up to halfway. Ramsey is deeper, dropped into a little hole, picks out Allen in the midfield, back to Ramsey again.
They've got an extra man in midfield if they work it.
Allen once more from Williams, back to Ledley. Ledley making space and the angle for the pass. Ferries it out for Taylor, who scored the second goal, his first for Wales. Bale not the best ball, back to Ledley. Ledley's bundled over. Free kick, Wales on halfway. Let me give you the Wales side. Hennessy in goal, Gunter and Taylor the wing backs. Chester, Williams, Davis, Allen, Ledley, Ramsey, Vokes and Bale. Russia have Akinfeev in goal, Komborov, Ignashevich, Berezutsky, that's Alexei Berezutsky, the substitute, Smolnikov, and then in midfield Kokorin, Glushakov, Mamayev and Smolov. Shirikov is playing in behind Zuba. And I make it 110 caps either side of me. 59 to Kevin Ratcliffe, 51 but also 14 goals for John Hartson. Davis for Wales inside their own half. Williams finds Taylor in space on halfway. Vokes is the furthest forward on a warm evening in Toulouse. He looks for Vokes, just offside Sam Vokes, the Burnley striker, but though the assistant flagged, the Swedish referee Eriksson allowed play to go on.
Oh, well played.
Until Williams slides in to Rob Smolov. 2-0 on Radio World Sport and 5 Live Sport Extra. Kevin Ratcliffe.
Want to get too confident, Rob.
Williams up to Ramsey.
See, we're just getting a bit too confident. We're a bit tight there.
But Davis intervenes.
Been immense, by the way.
He has, fella. He leaves it to Bale. Davis is forward now down the left side. Ramsey tries to go right.
Come on.
Loses it, but then Allen follows up. Picks out Davis, and now Bale has space to run in inside left position. Thinks about shooting. Guides it square to Ramsey. Ramsey looks at the run inside of Gunter. Gunter the cross. Hits the defender into the side netting Wales corner.
Rob, I fancy Chris Gunter to score as well. They're getting forward well. That's great timing of the run. I think just a little bit of a dink there. You can get a dink on it, you don't get an interception.
Well, as you know, he's done more Wales games than any other player without scoring. That's 70. It's his 70th cap tonight. He moves into the top 9 of all-time Wales caps as Ramsey takes the corner. Wales leading 2-0 from the right-hand side, chips it across, headed down, looking for... It was headed out actually. Davis was almost there. Taylor hammers it back to Hennessy, who immediately plays it first time to Gunter. Has Ramsey on the right hand side on halfway. Ramsey being driven back towards Gunter, midway inside the half. Gunter looks inside, picks out Chester. Chester's been solid as well. Then clips it out left to Taylor. They're enjoying this, John Hartson.
Yeah, they are enjoying it, Rob. When you're keeping the ball and you've got so many options, you can't help but enjoy it.
Bales
The players are playing
right to Gunter.
Loads of confidence.
Crossfield. Gunter now leaves it to Ramsey inside right. Injects a bit of pace. Oh, poor ball across by Aaron Ramsey.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's used to players pulling off on the side, Rob. That's why he's playing. He's playing with Sam Vokes. Sam Vokes that's not his game. Sam Vokes likes the ball in the air.
6 minutes into the second half, Wales lead by 2-0. And there's a Russian change. And
It's Golovin, Rob.
it's Shirikov who's going off. And Golovin comes on for Russia. So the former captain of Russia, Shirikov, Roman Shirikov, makes way for Alexander Golovin.
Something's gone on here, Rob. The four, Inganashvik, he didn't want the captain's armband. They're giving it to the goalkeeper.
They are actually, yeah.
This is
How can you not want the captain's armband?
Ignashevich, well, he's the most experienced player by a street, isn't he? He's Russia's most cap player, 119 caps. And he's given it to Akinfeev, who has the mere 89.
Let's have a look where Golovin goes now. He's going in there sitting.
So Russia have played 2 of their cards. But at the moment, in this game of Russian roulette, it's falling for red.
Oh, referee.
Ramsey's
stay down.
on the near
down.
touchline.
You know, once again, it's Glushakov. He's coming through the back. They're getting a little bit agitated now and frustrated.
And if Wales win the group, and at the moment they're on course to win the group, they'll either face Albania or third in Group C, which is Northern Ireland, or third in Group D, which could be the Czech Republic or Turkey.
How do you play with a broken leg? How many weeks?
It's now 44 days, isn't it, since he broke the leg. It's extraordinary, really, isn't it?
It is.
Taylor is forward again. Russia have it, though, with the substitute Golovin. He's seen as the next superstar in Russian football. He's going to have to do something special here if they are to rescue anything from this game. Remember, they need a win to have any chance of qualifying. Zumba lays it back to Golovin. I'm not sure he was the target. Smolov, left-hand side of the penalty area, holds it up. A wall of Welsh players there across the face of that penalty area now. Russia go right to Smolnikov. One hit, Smolnikov inside to Mamayev. Mamayev 15 yards to the Wales penalty area, faced by Ledley. Mamayev again. No way through at the moment. They're trying to pick their way through. And shot by Smolov easily hits Ashley Williams. Doesn't bounce away though. Kombarov has it. Cross into the middle. That was dangerous. Probably the best cross all night.
Keep going. Keep it in. Keep it in.
Harmlessly
Ashley Williams was feeling something there, Rob. Oh, there's a push again.
Header on by Vokes, looking for Ramsey. Russia have numbers there, but Vokes may win it back. Touches it to Ramsey. Bale is in support. Ramsey up to the penalty area. Slides it in for Bale. Oh, Akinfeev has just come out quickly and done enough.
Is it a corner? It's come off the keeper.
I waited because the ball was bouncing agonisingly across the 6-yard box, but it's drifted wide, and it's a Wales corner, and it's still Russia 0, Wales 2.
Oh, well done, Sam Vokes. Well done, Sam Vokes. What a great part he's played today.
It was a really tough angle on Bale. He couldn't expect him to score there, although
he's getting in and time again down that side, isn't he? So
Ramsey corner from the right on Radio Wales and 5 Live Sport Extra. Wales leading 2-0. Ramsey sweeps it across. It's headed out. Comes to the goal scorer Taylor, who fancies it now, but he's hit that one from all of 30 yards, and it's gone all of 30 yards well
that's
wide.
What difference the confidence has done by getting that goal, isn't it? He's got no right to it, that.
Let's go to Saint Etienne, find out what's happening with England and Slovakia. Juliet Farrington.
Not a lot, but Wayne Rooney has come on for England just a few seconds ago. Jack Wilshere is the player to come off, but oh my goodness me, it could have got a lot worse for England, but much better for Wales. There was a real mix-up 8 minutes after the restart between Joe Hart and Chris Smalling. That almost let Slovakia in to give them a 1-0 lead, but as it was, it didn't. What a calamity that would have been. England making such hard work of this. Vice, he's also tested the England goal, and it's fair to say Joe Hart is getting a few more touches in the second half than he had in the first, but still Slovakia 0, England 0.
And just think, 58 years ago yesterday, Wales were in a quarter-final at the World Cup. Well, I put this out on social media earlier, and the feeling is this is an even bigger game, because football is now so much more of a global game than it was when John Charles and Cliff Jones and those were in action in Sweden. That's a brilliant clearance by Hennessy. He sent Ramsey in on the right-hand side. He's got Bale on the left. He chips it across. Bale beaten in the air. Headed out only as far as Joe Allen. Allen thought about right-footed drive, but instead he's flicked it across wide to Ramsey. Ramsey holds it up, tried to play in Gunter on the inside. Goes back to Allen. Bale and Vokes wait in the middle. Allen has to hold it up. Shoved down is he? He is by the substitute Golovin. Free kick Wales. Step forward Gareth Bale. John Hartson.
But no, it's on his side. Gareth Bale, the only man really who was looking to strike this. You've seen him score twice already from a similar distance.
Yeah.
So,
if he gets this one and scores from a direct free kick, it'll be a championship record. He's level with Thomas Hassler and Michel Platini. Well, it's to the right of the D, and it's about 11 yards away from the penalty area. Bale takes a step, 3 steps back, 1 to the side. Everybody holds their breath. Gareth Bale from distance against Igor Akinfeev. Bale takes a run, hits it left-footed. What an anti-climax. Wide of the near post.
Missed the target, I'll take him off.
he's average, isn't he?
Tell you what, he's hit that though, wasn't he?
He has hit it, yeah. Tell you what, 3 yards, 10 yards inside.
Keeper's got it, by the way, but I tell you what, it's still a great strike.
We'll forgive him.
I fancied the James Chester on the back stick against the right back, you know.
Zuba was a long way behind the Welsh defence then for that clearance.
Yeah, we've gone too deep there, Rob.
Yeah, Chester stabs in a foot.
You can't allow him to start chesting it and allowing the midfield players to get up with him.
He is a giant player, isn't he? Artem Zuba. But Wales have... Oh, I thought they'd smuggled it away. Well, Ledley half did. Breaks for Mamayev. Runs across the face of the box. Wide to Smolnikov, the right wing-back who spent most of the game forward. Mamayev chips it into the middle. Headed down by Smolov. Ben Davis caught late by Golovin. Joe Ledley looks around at Jonas Eriksson, the referee, to say, why wasn't that a free kick? It's a Russian throw, though. Smolnikov with it on the right-hand side. Ramsey steps in. He's been like a man possessed, Ramsey, isn't he? Covered every blade again. Chester tidies up on the edge of the 6-yard box, cleared away for Vokes. Vokes heads it on. Oh, Ramsey was a bit slow then. If he kept running, there was space in behind Sam Vokes. The Burnley striker is making a real nuisance of himself. Maybe should have scored, but he's doing the job, and Wales are doing the job. 15 minutes into the second half, they're leading 2-0 on a tumultuous night in Toulouse. Kombarov cuts inside Gunter, but cut out by Chester. Chester slipped as he played it forward. I think there's a bit of dew on the pitch now with the sun gone down. It's a lovely warm evening in Toulouse in southwest France, the Pink City they call it.
They might have to look in a minute, Chris, to make a substitution or two. You know, tired legs out there, Rob.
When do you start thinking you're through and maybe make substitutions to rest?
It's not about that, it's making sure you are through. You don't want to give them a whiff at all.
No, one goal would absolutely change it for them, wouldn't it? Kombarov has made space down the Wales left. Golovin chips it into the middle. Gunter heads it out, picked up by Bale. Bale tries to flick it around the defender, who was Glushakov, the midfield player.
Squeeze.
Berezutski short on halfway. Wales leading 2-0. All those failures against Russia in 2003 in the Euro 2004 playoff and in the World Cup qualifiers in 2008, 2009. But they're repaying those failures big time here. But there's still a long way to go. Only 16 minutes gone in the second half. Russia looking for a way back. Terrible ball forward. Breaks a Bale in midfield. Bale now has a chance to run at Berezutski. Drifts past one. Bale into the box. Just had it taken off him by Golovin.
Maybe he could have just found
the great tackle back though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Alexander Golovin, CSKA Moscow. He was worth his position then. Ledley collides with Kokorin, but no foul, says the referee, who's right there. Poor ball out of defence. And it's still 0-0 in St Etienne as Ledley sticks out a right foot to block a low cross in. Wales under pressure here though. Smolov.
Aaron's just got to get back in and work himself into a defensive position.
Mamayev pursued by Allen, little back heel to Smolov, helps it left to Kombarov. Kombarov cross in, Williams headed it away, and there was a first time half volley by Glushakov, the man who scored against Slovakia, but that was well wide. John Hartson.
Yeah, decent attempt from Glushakov. You know, let's get it right, Rob. You know, Russia are entitled to have the odd shot on goal or the odd little counter or break. They are chasing the game, which I think will suit us. Little bit of tired legs out that I'm noticing from one or two, but we have got options on the bench, the likes of Johnny Williams, Hal Robson-Kanu, Andy King, one or two others. So Chris has great options, but if he wants to make one or two changes.
Hennessy clearing, easily headed down by Vogtsel Ramsey, who's picked it up again from Gunter. Right side of the penalty area, wide to Gunter. Can the Reading fullback cross? No, he goes inside to Ramsey. Little flick to himself. He's got Russian defenders there now, and it's stabbed out for a Wales throw-in. 2-0 Wales lead. You're listening to Radio Wales and BBC 5 Live Sport Extra.
Tell you what, just keep this tight for another 5 minutes, Rob. And you know, I can see another chance coming.
18 minutes gone in the second half. Ramsey deep in Russian territory down the right side. Gunter calls it forward to Joe Allen, who chests it down. Then he goes to ground. No foul, but he's won it back. Joe Allen against Golovin, the substitute. Russia are forced to punt it away. Allen's battling for it again, just outmuscled then by Golovin.
Hey, Joe, don't do that.
Oh, and there was a incident off the ball.
Now free kick as well.
Who's been booked for it. And it's a free kick to Wales. Kevin Ratcliffe.
Yeah, this was a sort of a block off the ball to stop Joe Allen getting back in. Absolutely fantastic by the wee man. This is different. This is what we're about. Never give up. He's been absolutely fantastic the last couple of games. He's just been stopped when this ball goes across. And he reacts a little bit, which was a little bit naughty of Joe. Don't react. I don't think he's been booked. He's not going to hit it for me, surely, Joe.
Well, after England in Lens, I put nothing past this man.
I think the way that he's set up, I think he's set up for one of them in-swinging sort of high curlers into the Russian box with Ashley Williams, Gunter, Vokes,
James
Ledley.
Chester's against the right back on the.
Yeah.
If he pulls off a little bit more, he'll have a run at him.
Bale, two-man wall, 8 yards outside the box,
that's what he's done.
pulls it across, looking for Williams, just past Ledley with the header. Any touch on that in the 6-yard box, and that was going in.
Well, he's actually got too good a header on it, Ash. Great run around the back, brilliant ball in from Gareth Bale. Was one of them in-swingers, I said, but Joe Ledley just couldn't quite get a toe to the ball. Runs out for a Russian goal kick, but more pressure from Wales.
Joe Ledley did actually score against Russia in Moscow in 2008 in a World Cup game when Wales lost 2-1. And Gareth Bale missed a penalty against Igor Akinfeev when it was 0-0 that night. Here, it's 2-0 to Wales on 5 Live Sport Extra and BBC Radio Wales, where you can hear Call Rob. You've got to join in Call Rob tonight. 03700 100 110, text 81012, tweet at BBC Radio Wales. Vicky Blight will read out your texts and tweets. Kevin Ratcliffe and myself will take your calls, and we'll be delighted to take them all the way through until 11 o'clock. Celebrate with us if it's celebration time. Still a long way to go. 21 minutes gone in the second half. 2-0 Wales lead.
Maybe look at Robson Kanu to come on for Sam Vokes. You know, just to give us that little bit more extra as well, a little bit of fresher legs, something a little bit there, just as good as in the air at times, you know, gets flick-ons.
Gunter clips the ball over to Allen inside the Wales half. Allen goes back to his former Swansea clubmate Williams. Williams slightly off target past the Davis, but he's kept it in, the Spurs player. Ledley switches play to Ramsey, who lets it drift past his shoulder for Gunter. Now he slides it forward to Ramsey, into the penalty area. May tip it through for Gareth Bale. He's onside. It's 3-0. And Wales are going into the last 16 of Euro 2016. And you just could not keep Gareth Bale out of the scoring action.
Hey, Aaron Ramsey once again fantastic. Makes a little run. I mean, him and Chris Gunter linking up well on this right-hand side. I mean, they're screaming for the ball. They get the ball. They go forward, and it's a lovely little dink just inside. I think it was actually meant for Sam Vokes. He might have been just slightly offside. I'm not quite sure. Get the replay, but I'll tell you what, Gareth Bale in, and who's more composed than anybody else on this pitch? Gareth Bale is what he's deserved tonight. Excellent performance. We're staying on, Rob. We're staying on.
I think you're right, Kevin Ratcliffe. Now I'll believe it. It's 3-0. And John Hartson, Dean Saunders, was stood on his own, 4th in the all-time scoring stakes on 22 goals. He's just been joined by Gareth Bale.
Rob, I'll say it again. Bale, 3 in 3 games. Bale made it 3-0. Brilliant work again from Aaron Ramsey. Great flick through to Bale, and he didn't look like missing. 3-0 up and cruising. Last 16, here we come.
John Hartson, Kevin Ratcliffe. Oh, that's a lovely flick by Bale to Ramsey again. Ramsey tries to deliver once more for Bale, who's bursting down the left-hand side. 2 Russian defenders get across there. Wales win the throw-in. Bale's on 22. He's only 1 behind Ivor Allchurch in the top 3 of Wales scoring stakes. What a phenomenon this guy is. Gareth Frank Bale.
Hey, tell you what though, Rob, he won't take the plaudits. He'll tell you it's about his teammates as well. They've dug in. You know, this has been an absolute fantastic, complete performance.
It has been sensational. Surely Russia have nothing left to offer now. Surely, the way this game has gone in Toulouse, there are more goals on offer. In fact, you can see the Russian fans starting to leave. The Russian fans are leaving the Stade de Toulouse as their team make a substitution. Alexander Samadov comes on and Fedor Smolov goes off. Let's go to St Etienne and Juliet Farrington.
News of Bale's goal has reached the stands here in St Etienne, and the England fans are just merely cheering and urging their team on. Adam Lallana, he's been replaced by Dele Alli. Second substitution of the night for England. Wayne Rooney, of course, replacing Jack Wilshere. Alli, though, with his first touch, almost scored. His shot from the edge of the 6-yard box, cleared off the line by Liverpool's Martin Skrtel. It was oh so close, but England need to win here to move back above Wales in Group B. But as it stands, England are second, Wales top.
Sweet words. And heading to Paris next Saturday, to the Parc des Princes. It's 3-0. Honestly, it's 3-0.
What do you think?
And Wales have had more shots in this game than France, who've also qualified, have had in the whole of the Euros. It's extraordinary, John Hartson. What we are witnessing is quite extraordinary.
It is, Rob, but I have to say, from the very first minute, our application, discipline, desire, commitment, all these words you need to win a game of football. We have been magnificent all night, and with 20 minutes to go, there's more goals in this Welsh team.
I think he's dead right, but I think might have to just change it. Just change it.
Oh, you've always got to bring a bit of a downer, you have.
No, bring something else on. You know, I just want, you know, that one or two can be rested here, Rob. We've got a short period of time before the next game. I mean, it might even suit us to finish second.
Well,
extra day.
There were those who worried about England having to do Wales a favour, but they've done it all by themselves, and how sweet it is in Toulouse. They're playing as if they have nothing to lose. And Russia look and absolutely bedraggled up. It's summed up there by Mamayev losing the ball to Ramsey. And then he's just dragged down.
He's been booked.
Mamayev
that should be a booking.
Will be very lucky to escape a booking there. John Hartson.
I never saw it, Rob. I'm watching the crowd. I'm getting carried away with the crowd.
Those fans you can hear singing are Welsh fans. What an adventure they've had. And it may not be over, it won't be over tonight. And who knows just how far this team can go. It's 3-0. Ramsey, Taylor and inevitably Bale have done for Russia and are sending Wales soaring into the last 16 of Euro 2016. If they're listening in Dinard, keep those hotel rooms. We'll be back. Clearance up to Vokes, who turns. He's almost got the run of it. And Komarov gets back there. Akinfeev clears long. Surely in vain for Russia now. Chester, towering header. Vokes just chests it down looking for Ramsey. Back pass. Bale will be interested.
Just getting a bit tired, Sam Vokes now. His touch is just dwindling away, but he's filling in. Jogging back in, filling in for Aaron Ramsey.
Looks like Dave Edwards is coming on. I wonder whether that'll be for Joe Ledley. Wales strong in the tackle again. Oh, Allen tried to thread it through the Vokes.
Forcing it.
And
you just take the steam out of you.
Midfielder Dave Edwards is coming on for Wales. Will it be for Ledley? No, it's for Joe Allen.
Joe Allen's been immense tonight. A mammoth performance from Joe Allen.
His 28th cap, and he's rarely played better. Or maybe against Slovakia, he was equally as good. 17 minutes for Dave Edwards, the ever dependable Dave Edwards. I wonder whether he thought he'd play in 3 games in Euro 2016, Kevin Ratcliffe.
No, I don't think he did. I mean, he's jumped ahead of Andy King, hasn't he? And he's won a a Premier League medal. But he just suits the system, doesn't he? He knows what it is. He's been about it for many a year now.
It's a magnificent noise on a magnificent occasion to be Welsh in France. The ball is just in front of the Wales penalty area. Edwards has it now, brings it forward. Gunter, well, he hasn't had to defend too much, Chris Gunter.
You know why? Because he's putting the onus on them. That's why. He's putting the onus on them to go and just pen them back. They're not getting forward.
And they're chasing possession.
I did say, Rob, at the start of the game, you know, your fullbacks or your wing-backs have got to be brave. And if they are...
Bale into Ledley. Oh, that did hit it first time. There's another change on the way.
Sloppy, it's gone sloppy a bit.
I think it's Andy King who's coming on.
Well, that's got it. Joe Ledley wants to come off. He's feeling something.
Yeah,
he's just overstretched then.
He is. As the ball is played on the outside of Taylor, but he's back there. Oh, and he's just turned inside the penalty area, sent his man the wrong way, and come away with it for Wales. And it remains 3-0. And we're into the last 15 minutes. Ledley has gone to ground. King will be coming on for Wales. John Hartson.
Yeah, do you know what? Joe Ledley's covered every blade of grass tonight. He really has. Sensible from Chris Coleman. You know, we will go through now to the last 16. We'll win the group, hopefully. Still 0-0 in St Etienne. And, you know, Chris, sensible, fresh legs. And we may well see another sub. He's only made 2 so far. Maybe Ramsey, maybe Bale. But Joe Allen coming off. Andy King gets a few minutes on the pitch, which I'm delighted about as well.
Premier League winner Andy King. But he's just a sub for Wales. It's extraordinary, really. But he's coming on for his 34th cap, and Joe Ledley gets a round of applause from Kevin Ratcliffe.
Well, Joe Allen did as well. The two of them have been absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Along with 9 other people out there as well.
Ain't nobody like Joe Ledley, that's what the fans sing. And give me hope, Joe Allen. To the subjects of their songs have gone off. Chris Coleman urges his side on as Russia, to be fair to them, take the ball and then put it straight out for a Wales throw, because Ledley was nowhere near the ball when he went down injured. And if you're a player, you two tell me, you've got 110 caps between you. If you're a player in this position, 3-0 up, in possibly the biggest game of your life, with 14 minutes to go, what are you thinking?
Oh, it's magnificent. It's a brilliant feeling to be 3-0 up. You can see the Russian fans are flooding out of the ground. The Russians are just totally flat. They've got no more to give. Wales have outfought them, they've outrun them, they've outplayed them, they've outscored them. And as a Welsh player now out on that pitch, you just want to enjoy it now, embrace this moment. You very seldom get opportunities to enjoy a football match. Enjoy it now, the last 10-15 minutes.
Kevin Ratcliffe.
Well, he's dead right there. Enjoy it. But then again, nothing stupid. You know, it's been a perfect performance. And oh, it's a foul, and you're not being given. Sorry, Rob, stop me in my tracks.
No.
But no, it's been a perfect, you know, right the way through. Right the way through.
Foul by Chester.
Yellow as well.
No, actually, I think the referee was just bringing spray out.
Was he? Oh. Not yellow spray.
Knowing these lads, Rob, like me and Kevin do, they'll still have their little targets on the pitch. The centre-backs will want to keep a clean sheet. Wayne Hennessy will want to keep another clean sheet. Gareth Bale may well be thinking, can I break? Can I get my 4th goal in 3 games?
So it's Sergei Ignashevich who's going to take this free kick. It's central, and it's about 18 yards away from the penalty area. Ignashevich hits it over the bar into the celebrating Wales crowd, and they may take a while to get that ball back, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Not surprised yet. That's gone miles away.
That'll go up somebody's shirt.
Well, that's worth a few quid now.
They've just chucked the ball on. Keep it, son. Keep it under your shirt.
They've got it. They're playing.
Take it home.
Keep ball with it. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up in some part of Wales in the next week or so, but not this week. King, his first action in Euro 2016. What a night, just sensational. Had to be a foul on Ramsey then, surely, but
referee's
given.
Lost his pee in the whistle, I think, at times.
Terrible ball by Golovin. And likewise, I'm sure you two, I don't want to question your credentials, I'm sure you've been on the end of it. What is it like 3-0 down in a big game with only, 11 minutes to go?
Not very nice, Rob. You know, you're deflated, you're just playing for a little bit of pride. Remember, you're still playing for your country. But the Russian players, they look extremely flat. As I said earlier, they've been outfought tonight, outran. And basically, the most important thing is obviously the goals. but also outplayed, majorly outplayed in every department. Wales have been absolutely magnificent this evening.
Gareth Bale is only the 7th player to score in all 3 group matches. Milan Baros and Ruud van Nistelrooy back in 2004 were the last. He's just extraordinary, and who knows how far he can take this Wales team.
Hey Rob, they're taking themselves, every single one of them. Tonight's been a test for them, and they've come out tops in it. You know, it's not just 95%. This is a little bit more. Everybody working to plan.
Inside the last 10 minutes here, Wales leading 3-0. Yes, 3-0. Ramsey has to dribble past 2 on the far touchline. Loses it. Mamayev across to Kokorin. But it all looks too late for Russia now as Taylor steps in. Doesn't fall to a red shirt. Berezicki tries to play a through ball. Taylor will stop that gun up for a corner. Little back heel for Ben Davis. Davis up to Ramsey. Flick on by Ramsey to Vokes. Bale has it now, centre field. Sees Gunter and acres of space on the right. Dave Edwards is further up ahead. Edwards collects it. They've moved from defence to attack. Oh, and Edwards, I think, is running out. No, it says not. The assistant. 9 minutes to go. I'd love to know how long is left in Saint Etienne. 9 minutes left in Saint Etienne as well. They're about 20 seconds ahead, according to our producer. And when the ball goes out of play, we'll check Juliette Ferdinand's stopwatch in Saint Etienne. Remember, if it stays like this, it's 0-0 there, and Wales leading 3-0 here. Wales will top Group B. Chester, every pass being cheered by the Wales fans now. Chester squeezes it through to Bale inside his own half. Bale sees Ramsey. Ramsey holds it up, decides to go backward, then pirouettes, turns. Bale again inside the centre circle. Oh, they're sending him.
Have you ever heard this from Welsh fans?
No.
Hey?
They're just loving every minute of it. And if I say there are 8 minutes to go, they'll say, we don't mind 80 minutes. Well, maybe 80 is a bit long, but you know what I mean.
King on halfway.
Quick throw and Gareth Bale's in. Look. Oh,
Simon Church is coming on for Wales. Let's go to Juliette Ferdinand at Saint Etienne.
Still 0-0 here with around about 7 minutes to go of normal time. So much pressure, but Slovakia continue to hold firm and hold England here to this 0-0 draw, which of course means your scoreline where you are will mean England will qualify in only second place. Just 3 points will do for England to top Group B. They are in desperate need of some urgency and inspiration. They're going to have to be patient. That's what they've been so far. But with 6 minutes remaining, it's Slovakia 0, England 0.
And a massive round of applause here as Gareth Bale makes his way off. Simon Church replaces him. Bale is being hugged and handshaked by every member of the Wales backroom team. His 3rd goal for his country in Euro 2016. The fans are crowding around the Welsh dugout to just get a picture of a man whose influence on Welsh football just shows no bounds, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Well, it's been a performance tonight, isn't it? He's been a little bit under in the last couple of games, I must admit. I mean, the goals really have been the thing that he's done. But other than that, on the field, I think his presence, yeah, he's been there. But tonight has been everything about Gareth Bale. We've seen everything about him. And Ramsey, it's been an absolutely fantastic performance once again. But you can't just single one player out tonight, Rob. This is a team performance.
Ramsey, Taylor, Bale, the goal scorers. Edwards, Church, they're all playing their part. And King, of course. Little flick by Gunter. Ball back to Akinfeev. Vokes looks for it. Cleared over Chris Coleman. And this is the biggest winning margin. If it stays at 3-0, it's the biggest winning margin that Chris Coleman has had in his 33-game reign. It's 34 after tonight.
And what a vindication for him, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Yeah, I think he's fantastic. You know, look, the players are taking the credit, but I think his tactical nous in this competition up to now has got us where we are. Been very brave at times.
Oh, Gunter, little poor ball back, and it's turned over. Zuba went sliding in, and from all of 6 yards, he stuck out his long 6'6" frame, and it ballooned over the bar. And for once, Wales were caught napping, John Hartson.
Yeah, but as I said, Rob, they're entitled to have a shot. They're entitled to put a cross in. They've done absolutely nothing in the second half. Wales have looked totally in control. The third goal from Gareth Bale has totally took the sting out of the game. We've outfought, we've outbattled, we've kept the ball better than the Russians. But a decent chance there.
Was a decent chance, John, and just a bit of lapse in concentration. Yeah. But like you say, they're allowed to have a shot at goal, aren't they?
Of course they are.
Pass to Akinfeev. Ramsey still full of running. I can't remember Aaron Ramsey playing much better than tonight as well. Although I thought he was terrific against England on Thursday in Lawns, but Wales are really confident. King is slightly off the pace, isn't he, since he's come on? Just
hard, Rob. It's hard to get to especially as a midfield player when it's been so intense in there. And Dave Edwards seemed to settle just a little bit quicker than Andy King, but it's you know, he wants to impress as well.
Well, Bordeaux was unbelievable, and the celebrations that followed was something else. I wonder what will happen in Toulouse tonight as Wales defend a free kick into the box. Hennessy. Sure, do you know, I thought that was going
15
over
foot there, Rob. He's not going to chip 15 foot.
Do you reckon?
Oh, not 15 foot of him, Rob. If he was 12, we'd have beaten him.
The anthem in full flow in celebration again. They're so used to it now, these Wales players. What a serenade to a super display. Not sure there'd be too much sleep in Toulouse tonight. You can't join in, John, sorry.
I tell you what, Rob, I bet there's a few tears over there as well amongst that crowd.
Here comes King, ball holds up on the touchline, slides it inside to Gunter. Ignashevich gets there. Doesn't clear long. Wales tried to keep the pressure on. Davis almost stepped in on halfway. Ramsey does. Ramsey now. Surely not four. Ramsey Arkin run into the box and blocked by Ignashevich. And it's a Wales corner. And Ramsey, who's already got one tonight, can allow himself a bit of a smile.
I thought he could have just slipped this into Sam Vokes, you know, early on in that move there, until he had that other touch to take it away from the centre-back. He can just slide it into him on the left-hand side.
Ramsey with a corner. It's 3-0. They'd love to make it 4. Sweeps it high across. Williams' header balloons off his head, really easily collected by Akinfeev, who's had his work cut out tonight, but there was nothing he could do to stop Aaron Ramsey after 11 minutes. Neil Taylor, yes, Neil Taylor on 21, and inevitably on 68 minutes, Gareth Bale. They're having a party in Toulouse, and every Welshman here is invited.
It looks magnificent. We're sort of high up, overlooking over the fans, and what a view we've got of them. They're thoroughly enjoying themselves, and why not? What a brilliant night for them all. And don't forget the guys, the families back home in Wales, of course, watching on television.
I think the wives are out today as well, aren't they, John? All the players' wives come out today for this game.
Is that right, Kev?
I think so, brilliant. Yeah. They've got a night in Toulouse with the...
Well, get them back out here for the last 16.
Well, the coffers will be swelled. A minute to go. But they just don't want this night to end here. Already through France, Switzerland, Spain and Italy. Wales are joining them. in no uncertain fashion. Ramsey, who's been one of the architects of the win.
Tell you what, this is we've been so cynical tonight in one way, Rob. And if we weren't in our proper shooting boots on, I think it could have been 5, 6, 7.
We have been that dominant,
yeah,
Kevin.
We've been so good. I'm trying to work. You know, this is not a team that's just got here. We got 20 points in their group stage.
2 minutes to go. 2 minutes of added time. 2 minutes between Wales and a place in the last 16 with the elite of European football. Ramsey sends it left to Church. Of all the performances you've been involved in, John Hartson, and performances you've seen, where does this one compare?
Right up there, Rob, absolutely right there, because of the pressure we were under going into the game. You know, we knew we had to get a result. We didn't want to rely on England, of course, to win. I believe they've drawn in St Etienne, so we needed to win. The pressure was on, and we've totally stood up to that pressure.
Oh, they haven't drawn yet, John. There's been 5 added minutes in St Etienne.
From 1 to 11 tonight, we have been outstanding to a man.
You can't put any stars out there, John, can you? You can't say a man. It's a team of the match.
Team, absolutely.
Team of the match, this.
Russia corner. Juba battles with Williams and hoists it over the bar, falling backwards. And the last 48 seconds, Wayne Hennessy will allow the clock to tick down. They may have to wait a couple of minutes after the end to see whether they'll be top or second. But make no mistake, Wales are joining the last 16. There's tears in the crowd. They're Welsh tears. They're tears of joy. It's extraordinary. And there's a chap on the TV who's just been spotted crying, and he's just shaking his head because he can't quite believe what he's seen. He can't take it in Toulouse, but I can tell him it's absolute reality.
And he doesn't even know he's on camera, Rob, but he's still crying.
Total domination by Wales in Toulouse. These history makers, they just go on and on. Every obstacle, every hurdle, they just overcome it. And tonight, well, what a performance. They have been absolutely magnificent. And in the city, which is pink, they've turned it red. It's finished Russia 0, Wales 3, John Hartson.
Well done, Chris Coleman, well done to his players. Absolutely outstanding performance from the first minute to the last. Totally professional. They outfought, outplayed, outbattled, outpassed. Everything tonight you needed to do to win a game of football. Magnificent. I'm absolutely speechless. What a performance.
The Wales players celebrate at last 16 place. James Collins has just lifted Ashley Williams, Kevin Ratcliffe.
Oh, unbelievable, Rob. I'm really not often stuck for words, but this is what we've wanted, isn't it? This is what we've wanted, to get here, to see performances. This performance tonight is up there, and like John said before, it's not just about the performance, the pressure that come with it, and they rose to that. And I tell you what, well done, lads. Take a bow.
Why did we worry? Wales have cruised into the last 16 of Euro 2016. Aaron Ramsey, Neil Taylor, Gareth Bale, the goal scorers, but they're all heroes on that pitch, and they're being lauded now by joyous Welsh fans in Toulouse. It's finished. Wales 3, Russia 0.